Hey there, Al Perhax, author, creator, visionary behind the Mind Force method of high performance esoteric training. And today I've got a special treat for you. If you got my email, you saw that I referenced a few things. Before I get into that though, let's make sure there we go. It's better to do it in this hand because you can see it better. Did you get a copy? It's still free. Now, what's important about getting your copy is not really the book. I mean, the book's great, but all the training and videos and value that I'm going to provide for you with immersion. And so you're going to get a jump start in getting this to work for you. If you haven't taken advantage of it, I don't know what you're waiting for because it will stop. It's free for now. You can get your copy. Now, here's the thing is when it's no longer free, you have to pay for everything, including the training, which is probably going to be $200 or something like that. Anyway, enough of that. You can see it on, wait, where is it? Over there. Wait. Again, I got to figure out when I'm in the studio, like a weatherman, I have to figure out where I'm pointing to, right? Not there, here, right? Over there. That's where the books are. Mind Force Library, obviously. Mind Force Library, by the way, is going to be taken off the market because I'm going to individually promote each book. So if you haven't gotten a copy of all the books, you might want to do it now because immersion's included. You get access to everything. Anyway, let's get started on what I really want to talk about, which is I saw today on Facebook that a friend of mine, Facebook friend of mine, Pam Dukes, former Olympian shot putter and discus thrower, was paying tribute to one of her coaches, which, I mean, I don't know Pam that well. Went to high school with her 40 years ago. Hard to believe that that's even possible. Anytime you can reference 40 years of something, you're getting up there. I hate to say it, but it's the way it is. And so anyway, I didn't know her that well. Went to high school with her, but I knew she was an outstanding athlete. She went into Stanford and she was a shot putter, went into the Olympics and did amazing things, right? Anyway, she was referencing one of her coaches. And again, I don't know anything about shot putting, discus throwing. I don't know any of that stuff. Really don't even care, quite frankly. But what I do care about is high performance. What I do care about is always learning. And you can always be learning. That's what I'm saying. You have to immerse yourself into whatever it is that you want to learn. Whatever it is. You want to be a shot putter? You want to be a discus thrower? You want to be a martial artist? You want to be a writer? You want to be the best dentist? I can't even say dentist because my teeth are still recuperating from the tooth that was extracted. So, but you know what? We move forward, right? That's the way it is. That's the way things go. High performance and immersion is all about immersing yourself into a system, into an activity that's going to give you a high yield. You'll notice in the email, somebody got a book from this guy, John, that passed away. And John said, here's a book. But remember, 40,000 throws a year to get good. 40,000. It's 109 throws every single day for 365 days a year. Could you do that? If you want to be an Olympian, you have to do that. And you know, when you do that, there's still no guarantee that you're going to win the gold medal because there might be somebody else that did 50,000 throws or 100,000 throws. You have to understand this concept of immersion is not something I just created out of the ether and that it doesn't relate to other aspects of life because it does. And Pam Dukes, I don't know if she was doing 40,000 a year, but she was probably doing a lot of throws a year in order to get as good as she got. And this coach, who she paid a wonderful tribute to. And again, I don't know this guy from Adam. I don't know anything about him. But when I see things like that, it intrigues me to understand how high performance people act. Because you're going to become high performance if you decide that you want to be that type of person. And a good way to start is with a book like this, or any of the other books that I publish for that matter. But as I've always mentioned, it's going to take flight time. Malcolm Gladwell talked about 10,000 hours to become an expert. 10,000 hours in order to become an expert. Now, I believe you can crimp that time frame down, but it's a good benchmark. He uses the reference in the book about the Beatles. 10,000 hours that they played in these little rundown rinky-dink bars, and then all of a sudden they became the international sensation that they did. But they put in that 10,000 hours. Are you willing to put in the hours? The flight time for whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, that's what makes sense. And that's what immersion is about, is you have to immerse yourself. And guess what? You will not be successful in your endeavor unless you put in the flight time. It's that simple. It's also what causes people a lot of frustration, because oftentimes we're taught, or not taught, but we see people trying to make things easy. Law of attraction, manifestation, go to college and you'll be set for life. We know that's not true. It's you that decides the way you're going to be in your life based on what you want to achieve. And when I do these clarity calls, strategy calls, mindset calls every week with people, pro bono, by the way, I try to find out what is your passion? What do you want to do? Now, it might be in that corporate environment. It might be a job that you're passionate about. And guess what? That's cool. That's totally fine. But find your desire, find your dream. Find that thing that you want to put the 40,000 throws into, the 10,000 hours, and then start doing it today and start getting there. And then find the people that can help you to get to where you want to go. Do you realize that if you want to get good at something, you immerse yourself into it? That's what this is all about. It's about immersing yourself into something, whatever that something is. You want to be the best chef? You want to be the best baker, best electrician, best dentist, best martial artist, basketball player, football player. You immerse yourself. Here's another thing. I love watching documentaries. I love sports shows. And there's a show that I really love on HBO called Hard Knocks. And they take a team every year and they go through the training camp. And for those of you that may not be that knowledgeable about American football, it's something that is, it's our pastime, right? We love it. And this show goes into the training camp, and some guys that are trying to make the team, some that are already on the team. But here's the deal, and here's why I like it. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. They never have them on. But I get to see all these other teams and learn about different people. I love hearing stories, but here's an interesting point. There's a gentleman that's on the Detroit Lions, which is the team that they're showcasing. And his name is Amon-Ra St. John. What's unique about Amon-Ra St. John is his father, John Brown, is a former Mr. Universe, several times Mr. World. He was a bodybuilder. When I was coming up in bodybuilding, he was the superstar. And what he's done with his boys, he has 3 boys, he's trained them from an early age, immersion on how to be amazing athletes. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a wide receiver or tight end. I think he's a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. You can look him up. And Amon-Ra said that his dad asked another dad, when Amon-Ra was in high school, how did your son get so good at catching the football? And the father said, we do 100 throws and catches per day. Again, this is going back kind of to the 40,000 throws. So Amon-Ra, St. Brown, is getting, he said, I'm going to do 102 catches a day. And they have a machine that throws the football out, and you catch it and throw it, catch it, put it down. That's what this gentleman does every day. That's what you need to understand. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you these folks so you don't think I'm making this stuff up. That's Pam when she was at Stanford many years ago. She was a shot putting champion. Pretty amazing stuff, I think. Right? This is the wiki page on John Powell, the gentleman that just passed away. And then this was kind of a tribute and obituary for John from one of his friends. I'm gonna have the links to all this stuff so you can take a look at it. But I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's so important that you understand that in order to be successful in life, in order to be a high-performance individual, man or woman, you have to learn from many different aspects. I was motivated when I heard that this guy, John, said 40,000 throws. You know what that means? That means that it's not just about raw talent. It's about putting in the flight time. I can assure you that this woman put in the flight time to get good. Now, did she have natural talents and abilities? Absolutely. But if she did not practice, if she did not put in the flight time, she would have never gotten to where she got. Mental conditioning, physical conditioning, it's all inclusive in the immersion process. She had to immerse herself in the process. And I'll bet you if we asked her, maybe we'll ask her one day, is what did it take to become that level caliber of champion? How much practice? How much learning how to do it? Because there's technical aspects. It's not just being strong and throwing something. There's a lot of technical aspects to it. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought it would be something that would benefit you because you can understand that I'm not just talking this way because I made these things up. High performance people do what high performance people do, whether they're in real estate, whether they're in business, whether they're in sports, whether they're in acting, doesn't matter what they do. They all act accordingly and put in the flight time. If you want to be successful, you need to put in the flight time. So put in the flight time, buy immersion, or actually you don't have to buy immersion. You can get it for free right now. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. So long.